is Monday, September 28, 2015. This is PSN News. Tonight we'll have the latest on a car accident that killed a student over the weekend.
We'll also take a look at Penn State President Eric Barron's new Greek Life Task Force, coming up on PSN News.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Weiss Aramesh.
And I'm Emily Coleman.
The Penn State community is in mourning after a crash on the Pennsylvania Turnpike that left a student dead. The Daily Collegian reports 19-year-old Tally C. Potts was in a car along with other members of the Alpha Chi Omega sorority and the Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity. They were coming back to Penn State after canning in the King of Prussia area for Thon. C. Potts, a sophomore majoring in graphic design, was pronounced dead at the scene, while 6 others were brought to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Penn State Thon spokesperson Katie Maley said that Thon would work towards remembering C. Potts' memory and her dedication to Thon. Now, we do have some more developments coming into the newsroom. Today, a GoFundMe page was created by some alumni of C. Potts sorority Alpha Chi Omega. The money raised will go towards funeral preparations. The page has already raised over $13,000, well over its goal of $1,000. Now, really, it's nice to see the Penn State community, come together after a tragedy like this, even though you never want to see something like this happen.
Oh, absolutely. This is horrible, and we send our thoughts to Tally's friends and family. On another serious note, authorities are still investigating 2 bomb threats that closed the Walmart on North Atherton Street twice in 1 week. The Center Daily Times reports customers were evacuated last night from about 7 p.m. to sometime after midnight. Customers and employees were also evacuated from that Walmart later Thursday after an anonymous mail caller made a threat involving an explosive device last Thursday. The Penn State Police Bomb Squad, Patton Township Police, and Ferguson Township Police conducted a safety sweep of the premises with 2 canine units. Employees and customers re-entered the Walmart shortly before 3 in the afternoon. The situation is currently under further investigation.
Sponsorship of Penn State athletics that comes from a consent agreement between Penn State and the NCAA is over. Penn State's annual report released last week recommended that the review end based on the progress Penn State has made in the past couple of years. The agreement was in the wake of the Sandusky child sexual abuse case. The NCAA Board of Governors Chair Kirk Schultz said he approved of the recommendation, citing the considerable progress Penn State has made. A termination report is expected at the end of 2015 and will be the last report released.
Penn State's Greek Life Task Force is currently underway as Eric Barron has announced its membership. 25 people will serve the Fraternity and Sorority Life Task Force, which will look at ways the administration can better the Greek system. The task force will include students, faculty members, community residents, and representatives from various Greek organizations. In a letter sent out to task force members, Barron and the challenges that fraternities face nationwide, including alcohol abuse, sexual misconduct, hazing, and racial bias. Barron said he hopes to see results from the task force early next spring.
Penn Staters are full of pride as homecoming season begins again. 10 students have been selected to represent Penn State on the 2015 Homecoming Student Court, ranging from the president of the University Park Undergraduate Association to the president of the Pan-Hellenic Council. The students on the homecoming court are Emily McDonald, Estella Obi-Tabo, John Connolly, Josh Bram, Kevin Mopney, Sophia Barrios, Taylor Sweeney, Serge Gaba, Abby Renko, and Ramon Guzman. The court members will make appearances at different events throughout homecoming week.
Some graduate students are upset with the Ride for 5 program. The Daily Collegian reports the program, which lets graduate students pay for a CATA bus pass for $5 a month, chooses participants based on a lottery system, a system that some say isn't efficient or working. At a graduate and professional student association meeting on Wednesday, people argued that certain students need to be given priority when it comes to the passes, and some students said that those chosen in the lottery don't take advantage of the program. Director of Transportation Services Rob DeMayo said that the GPSA is working to add passes and limit passes to those who are too far away to walk or bike to campus.
Up next, I'll be sitting down with Mary Chuff, a Penn State reporter who had the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity last week to cover the Pope in D.C. Stay with us.
drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're...
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Enroll, we say, we want you to be okay. Enroll, we say, take care of people for goodness sake. There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on... Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at Feed the Pig.
Welcome back. I'm Wise Saramesh. Here with me today is Mary Chuff, who got the awesome opportunity to cover the Pope in D.C. Yeah. Now, what was that like? I mean, people say seeing him is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. What was it like covering him?
Absolutely. Definitely once in a lifetime. It was just kind of crazy to go from, one day you're a Penn State student and the next day, I'm wearing a badge with Secret Service clearance, and there's guys from USA Today and every major news outlet, so absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it seemed really cool. Did you do anything special when preparing for covering the Pope?
I mean, months in advance we had to submit all kinds of background checks and credentials to even just get on the list. And then just a lot of research, like where was the Pope going to be, figuring out schedules, and then kind of thinking of story ideas. Because like with something like that, you can't really go into it thinking, I want to cover this, 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 and this. So just kind of being ready to follow the day as it comes.
And what did you learn from it?
So much. Just kind of, we did the definition of backpack journalism. I had lenses, because I went as a multimedia reporter.
Oh, okay.
So I had cameras, lenses, microphones, tripod, all in my backpack, and just what it's like carrying like 45 pounds of gear, running through the streets of DC, and just also dealing with so many different crowds. And people are really excited about the Pope. They're maybe not excited about you being there, and so there's always going to be some tension and some tussles with security, and just kind of learning, standing your ground. And if you're a reporter, you're on public property, you're allowed to be there. So
you said you went as a multimedia journalist, so that's photo, that's writing. Did you find it hard to balance between those things?
I've done a little bit of it before, and I kind of knew that I wanted to do a video story. I love doing things like that because I think there's a bunch of different ways you can tell a story. But absolutely, just you're in a crowd, how do I balance my tripod? And how do I get the shot that I need? And how do I focus properly when I don't have the subject here yet because he's driving by in 5 minutes? So just kind of learning to adjust on the fly and be ready for anything that the day throws at you.
Now, because it's such a big event, did you go in with certain expectations that didn't really play out, or what surprised you about covering something like this?
I think just, the sheer magnitude of people. I was kind of expecting it to be busy, but we did end up being very lucky. The metro system worked very well, but I was very surprised at honestly how easy it was to find stories. I was very worried. I kind of thought I wouldn't, just because I didn't really have too much of a plan. But a woman actually came up to me and asked me, are you in the press? Can I talk to you? And that just played out into my story. So
Well, it seems like you had a really cool experience. I was very jealous. Coming up next, we'll be right back after this break with a look into the making of a new movie, Dear White People. Stay with us.
Checking fantasy? Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's $5.47.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back. I'm Jen Kalinski here with the latest in entertainment at Penn State. Justin Simien, writer and director of the movie Dear White People, discussed his movie in a question and answer session this past Wednesday in the Freeman Auditorium in the Hub. The movie is centered around several black college students and the racial tensions they face at a predominantly white Ivy League college. Simien's goal for his 2014 film was to start conversations about racial issues facing today's society. We spoke with some students afterwards about the reactions to Simien's discussion and their opinions on the movie. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep watching for your local weather and sports news.
Enroll, we say. We want you to be okay. Enroll, we say. Take care, people, for goodness sake. There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still
Buy me treats. You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
Wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, student meteorologist Ryan Bells here with your Campus Weather Service forecast for today, Monday, September 28th. Our weather headlines, what we're tracking for you. We're looking at cloudy skies and showers in store for tomorrow, and they're going to linger into the first part of your Wednesday as well. In addition, we're looking at temperatures to be on the decrease over the next few days and going into the weekend. We're going to see them dipping below average. Our average for this time is In addition, we're looking at temperatures to be on the decrease over the next few days and going into the weekend. We're going to see them dipping below average. Our average for this time of the year is in the mid-60s, and temperatures by the end of the week and into the weekend going to be only topping out in the lower 60s. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but yet another rainy home football game is in store for Saturday as Penn State takes on Army for a noon kickoff on Saturday. We've already seen 2 home football games this year that have been rainy, and Saturday looks like it's going to be a wet one as well. I'll have those details coming up in my 7-day forecast. Our eye on the future, mapping it out for you, starting it tonight at 8 o'clock. Cloudy skies throughout the overnight hours tonight. Can't rule out a scattered shower popping up throughout most of the state. Better chance for rains come throughout the late morning and early afternoon hours tomorrow as rain becomes more widespread throughout the entire Commonwealth. You can see stopping the time clock at 3:30. Rain throughout most of the state. The heaviest rains, though, stay off to the coast. As quickly as the rains come in, we start to see the end of the rain by around 11:30 tomorrow night, and then we're just going to be left with a few scattered showers throughout the rest of Tuesday night and going into the first part of your Wednesday before clouds become decreasing throughout the rest of your Wednesday and going into Thursday. Partly cloudy skies throughout the rest of your Wednesday, and Thursday, much of the same, partly cloudy skies. For our temperatures, though, over the next few days, they're going to remain steady tonight in the upper 60s, 68, 69 degrees in State College. But then on Tuesday is going to be the warmest day before we start to see those decreasing temperatures. Highs on Tuesday right around 74 degrees, and then after that they're going to fall through the 60s and into the lower 60s throughout the rest of the week and going in to the weekend. Our forecast for tonight, though, mostly cloudy skies. Can't rule out a scattered shower through much of the state. 62 degrees what I'm calling for an overnight low. For tomorrow, your Tuesday, we're looking at, well, showers likely throughout the day, high temperatures in the low and mid 70s. Beyond that, looking at our 7-day forecast, you can see temperatures are on the decrease, 67 for Wednesday with a scattered shower possible early. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies lingering into your Thursday. And then temperatures in the low 60s Friday and Saturday with rain showers likely on Saturday. But then sunny skies return for the end of the weekend and going into next week. But look at that. Temperatures still below average, like I mentioned. Average temperature for this time of the year should be in the mid-60s. That's all for your weather forecast, but stay tuned to PSN News because sports is next.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Get out to the forest.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Hey guys, wait up!
Discover the wonders of nature with your family.
These trees are the key to our way of life.
Fresh air.
Glorious morning!
Clean water. An endless forest adventure.
Let's rock this jungle! Yo, this is untapped territory. Amazing!
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Sam Diasso here with your PSN News Sports Update. Let's kick off the sports weekend recap with Penn State football. Penn State defeated San Diego State 37-24 on Saturday. With the win, the Nittany Lions advanced to 3-1 on the season. Reporter Mike Gilbert has the story.
Penn State hosted San Diego State Friday night here at Beaver Stadium. What was a dogfight in the first half turned into a blowout victory for the Lions in the second.
Here's Christian Hagenberg with the dump off to Saquon Barkley, who spins and jukes his way into the end zone. 7-0 Penn State in the first quarter. San Diego State not ready to go down yet. Rashad Penny fields the kick, and it's off to the races. 100-yard kickoff return to tie the game 7-all, still in the first. Hagenberg with the handoff to Barkley. Spin move, bang. Scampers for 22 yards on the ground to set up a Penn State field goal, but good by Joey Julius. Barkley comes up a little limp after that play, would have to sit for the majority of the rest of the game. But again, the Aztecs come charging back. Maxwell Smith with a dime to the corner of the end zone for Micah Holder. That's a 19-yard score. That makes it 14-13, San Diego State. Penn State forced to punt, but Lloyd Mills muffs the kick, giving Penn State prime field position. Hagenberg able to capitalize, looks off one defender, throws to Mark Allen, who weaves his way into the end zone. This play was reviewed, but it stood as a Penn State touchdown as they take the lead in the second quarter. Here, Anthony Zettel, the man whose father passed away the night before the game, recovers a fumble for the Nittany Lions on San Diego State's next drive. More on him later. Penn State again set up in good field position. Hagenberg were poised in the pocket today, firing a strike to Chris Godwin for the 11-yard score. They scored 17 points in the second quarter. They're up 27-14 at the end of the second quarter. And here's the play that the fans just love to see. The 323-pound lineman, Austin Johnson, recovering the fumble, taking it to the house. All of Beaver Stadium felt him running. Anthony Zettel, surrounded by his teammates as Christian Hackenberg comforts him after the game. James Franklin has more on a resilient Zettel.
So it's been tough. We're going to modify practice tomorrow because we're going to go and support him. So we're going to modify practice as much as we possibly can. We still got to get our work done to be prepared next week. But, we talk about being a family. We're going to back that up all the time.
Penn State's defense only allowed 3 scores in the victory. From Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania, Mike Gilbert, PSNtv.
The first-ranked Penn State women's volleyball team defeated 21st-ranked Minnesota in 5 sets on Saturday. Penn State dominated offensively, with 4 players notching double-digit figures in kills. Senior Megan Courtney had 22 kills, 13 digs, and 5 blocks. Ayanna Whitney, Allie Franti, and Haley Washington recorded 13 kills each. 4 Nittany Lions also recorded double digits in digs, with libero Keaton Holcomb leading the way with 18. This 5-set victory against Minnesota was the first time Penn State has lost a set so far this season. Looking ahead, the Nittany Lions will face 4th-ranked Nebraska on Friday night in Rec Hall. The 4th-ranked Penn State women's soccer team defeated Iowa 5-1 on Sunday. The Nittany Lions improved to 7-2-2 on the season. Franny Krause fueled the offense with 2 goals, while Megan Schaefer, Nicolette Dries, and Marissa Shiva each tallied 1 goal. Sunday's game is the 4th time this season that the Nittany Lions scored at least 4 goals in a game. Next up for the Nittany Lions is a trip to Bridgeview, Illinois to take on the Northwestern Wildcats on Sunday. The 21st ranked men's soccer team fell 2-0 to unranked Michigan on Sunday. With the loss, Penn State moves to 4-2-2 on the season. The Nittany Lions outshot the Wolverines 15-6. Penn State had 5 shots on goal compared to Michigan's 3, but couldn't find the back of the net on Sunday. The offense was led by junior Connor Maloney, who had 2 shots on goal. Penn State will head to Ohio to face number 9 ranked Akron on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Penn State field hockey fell 2-1 to Ohio State in double overtime on Sunday. Junior Brooke Barasik scored Penn State's lone goal of the afternoon. Penn State outshot Ohio State 25-12 and 14-10 in shots on goal. Penn State moved to 4-5 on the season after the loss. Penn State will host Quinnipiac on Friday for the annual Pink Zone game. That's it for this week's Sports Update. I'm Sam Del Rosso. Back to PSN News after this.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia? Let's do it. What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Get out to the forest.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Hey guys, wait up!
And discover the wonders of nature with your family.
These trees are the key to our way of life.
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning!
Clean water. An endless forest adventure.
Let's rock this jungle! Yo, this is untapped territory. How amazing!
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
The University Park Undergraduate Association is welcoming its next generation of members. At the UPUA meeting Wednesday, freshman council members were sworn in by President Emily McDonald. The UPUA also voted on freshman representatives. Nicholas Karafillis and Bhavin Shah won the overwhelming majority vote to be elected as the freshman representatives for this year. The UPUA's meeting also included appearances from the president of the Highlands Civic Association and the new student orientation coordinator. We can't wait to see what the freshmen have in store for this year.
And that does it here for us at PSN News tonight. It is September 28th, 2015. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check us out on Twitter at PSN News.
Be sure to watch us every Monday night live at 7 p.m. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.